Hey guys, welcome back. Today I just wanted to go through a special recipe for powdery outbreak. So what we're using is potassium bicarbonate or eco-carb and a high ratio of sulfur, thiobate in this case, and wet stick. So the recipe that I'm using is a really good drenching, so 1,000 litres per hectare is the water rate, and the rate of eco-carb is 4 kilograms per hectare, and the rate of thiobate or sulfur is 6 kilos per hectare with 200 mils of wet stick, which is an anionic surfactant, and that just helps with sticking and penetration, and it just gets the chemical in there a little bit better. And the nice big good drenching, it's a way to stop powdery dead in its tracks. It's quite time consuming spraying at 1,000 litres per hectare, but well and truly worth it if you've got powdery, and it's a very effective recipe. It works extremely well as long as you're getting good coverage. Sometimes you can't help a powdery outbreak, it just occurs that quick. Spray up, your equipment breaks down, sometimes the opportunities aren't there to spray when they need to be. So around flowering, it could be rainy or windy, or for whatever reason you can't get good coverage, or you're unable to get a spray on at that critical time when powdery does set in. So inevitably sometimes you will contract an outbreak of some description, but when that does happen, it's not the end of the world, because you can correct it or stop it in its tracks with eco-carb, potassium bicarbonate and sulfur, thiobate, both chemicals that can be used really late into the season with any risk of tainting the wine that's made from the final product, and it's just a good recipe. So yeah, potassium bicarbonate or eco-carb. So this is a product, eco-carb. This is an empty and clean bucket. So it's a group M2 fungicide, and potassium bicarbonate is the active constituent. So we use this with a high rate of sulfur, which also stops powdery, but the eco-carb just gives it a good kick in the backside and really helps. So if you do have an outbreak of powdery, you find yourself in a situation where you have powdery for whatever reason, then a nice high water rate, 1,000 litres per hectare, and a mature crop. Even if it's not a mature crop and you've just got flag shoots, yeah, this will stop it in its tracks. Powder is one of those things that can't have a high percentage of powdery make it into the wine. You know, the threshold's probably around about 5% maximum. Most wineries set it around 3%, and yeah, any more than that, and it can really affect the quality of the wine made from that product. So powder is one of those things that you really have to stop. But I've had experience with this recipe and it works exceptionally well, so I recommend it. So it's again 4 kilos of potassium bicarbonate or eco-carb per hectare, and 6 kilos of sulfur, wettable sulfur or thiobate per hectare, with a surfactant, but probably not a normal non-ionic surfactant. You want an anionic surfactant, which are a little bit more expensive but far more effective. So just check with your local agricultural supply store on whether or not you are able to get and use an anionic surfactant, and check with your winemakers if you're selling the grapes that you're allowed to use these products late into the season. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to use these products late into the season. Potassium and sulfur are both naturally occurring chemicals and are reasonably benign. And that also applies to the winemaking process as well. So yeah, good luck. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button and leaving me a like. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video.